coming in from the United States as far as Donald Trump is concerned. A major development coming in from US reports suggest that President Donald Trump has paused plan for a major escalation against Iran, even as tensions between the two countries remain high. According to US officials familiar with the matter, US is weighing diplomatic options as well as military readiness before taking any further action. So that is the latest we are learning. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, in the latest we are learning that he has paused plans for a major military escalation against Iran, and US is weighing, in fact, on the diplomatic options at this point in time. Going back to Mayank on this, Mayank, what exactly has prompted Trump administration to pause the planned military strikes against Iran at this stage?
Akansha, as of now, it had remained just like a tit-for-tat thing, actually, and nothing as of now on the ground, no changes were seen. But then what we need to understand also and highlight this point is actually, there was continuous, talks, behind the curtain talks which were going on. People were in touch with each other so as to find out something or the other, so as to meet and come to a middle ground. Because the operations, as far as hard power is concerned, it was not leading to any results, because both sides were firing and tit for tat. Ultimately, whereas the other point is actually the nations or the countries within West Asia, they were, bearing the hammering which was going on because of missile firing, because of the drone firing and all. That's what we see comes as a positive sign, because there had been information that there was a backdoor channel which was open between the two sides, and that they were coming, they were exploring means and ways by which they could come to a middle ground. That's why what you see is actually it has happened. But then ultimately, in 39 days operations also, when initially it had started on 20th of Feb, and after that now this score of almost 49 operations which have begun, there was no result ultimately on ground. So what we see, it comes as a good sign, because we might see some kind of peace prevailing in that area, and some movement might take place in Strait of Hormuz, which has become the main reason because of which this operation started this time, Akansha.
All right, so whether there will be attack in the coming days is something that remains to be seen. But, Mayank, there are also reports about concern over dwindling U.S. air defense stocks. So how serious are those concerns for the United States, and especially for Donald Trump?
Akansha, since it is spread out, the bases of US are spread out in multiple countries in that area.
All right.
And mind it, they have to look after bases which are of multiple kinds in that case, which could be logistic bases, administrative bases, and also air bases, which are dual-used air bases at multiple positions. So what you see is actually, and the firing of missiles and triggering of or launching of drones had been continuing. And mind it, drones in this case could be lesser cost, and there had to be some kind of a remedy found out to shoot them down or bring them down. And it definitely is expensive whenever there is a air defense umbrella is triggered on, actually. And because it uses multiple layers, not only the homers and seekers which are used to keep an eye on the enemy elements or projectiles, you need to bring them down also, which is done often by using missiles which are expensive to manufacture. And we had been getting reports that there had been concern over this stockpile, and thus it can also be seen as one of the reasons that rationing would be there, or some kind of a way and method by which the firing frequency or the multiple ways which are being used to bring down the silos or the bases or the infrastructure within Iran, right, so that they are not able to, or deplete it to an extent that they are not able to fire missiles and drones. So this could also be one of the reasons which had bring this decision to this extent, that they are exploring ways and means by which a middle ground could be found, and operations have
all right, Mayank, stay on with us.